Well, it goes back to consistency, knowing what we're going to get night in and night out. Certainly Zakai, didn't have a terrific game, and he means a lot to our team. Everybody knows that, and his fouls hurt us. But I thought early in the game the shot selection wasn't very good, but I thought our guys allowed that to seep into the defensive side of the court where we weren't as. And again, not everyone, just not locked in the way we need to be, and. You can't miss the free throws, that many free throws like we do in those situations, and the rim shots are the tough ones too. I mean, I think with the 1-and-1s, we ended up for the game really 4 for 18 if you count the 1-and-1s from the free throw line. But the second half, we obviously opened up the court, drove the ball. They had a hard time with that, and we had chances. I mean, as we kept our turnovers in the second half really hurt us. I mean, we came out of a timeout, turned it over, free throw. They missed some free throws, gave us a chance, didn't rebound the ball, threw it away coming down in transition. And I just felt if we could have gotten it within 4 points, it would have made it a little bit more difficult because we were going to make them make a shot. We weren't, and that's bothered me that we allowed them to back cut when we're really in a contained type defense. Gave up some back cuts and fouled in areas that we shouldn't have fouled, putting them on the free throw line as opposed to making them make some shots.
You talked about the consistency. That's been a common talking point all season. What do you do to get consistency at this point in the year?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew. If I did, we'd fix it. And it's just, I think it goes back, and I don't understand it, to be quite honest with you. As much time as we spend with our guys talking about doing your job, playing your role night in and night out, and not letting emotion get the best of us sometimes when we, like I thought, again, we played hard in the second half, but when you're coming back, emotion starts to kick in. You still have got to make smart plays, and we just had too many plays in the second half, and again, they gave us some chances. They did. They opened the door for us, and we pretty much had our chances, but every time we had a chance to come down and had to miss some rim shots. I wish I knew the answer to that. I really do. As much as time as we spend to talk about it, I wish we could figure it out.
Coach, how much were you simply challenged just from being down 2 starters today?
I told the guys in the room, we'll get everybody back, but we had enough. We brought enough guys here to win this game. I believe that with our team, our players, but that's with everybody doing their job. And we got a group of guys that they work hard, they do it, but it goes back to consistency, and we need, we know how people are going to play us. They didn't show us anything. They didn't do one thing that we were caught off guard by. We didn't. But at some point in time, I mean, you go back, second half was more like our defense, 27 points. I mean, we gave up 39 points in the first half, and we weren't very good. I mean, we weren't. And it was a lot of that stemmed from our offense, allowing them to get out a couple times, make some shots, but they only shot, 8 threes, and we knew what we had to do, and we just didn't do it in the first half. Second half, again, we came back, and we scored 35. We should have scored 45, and we didn't.
Rick, what are the challenges coaching a team when you don't know exactly what you're going to get night in and night out? I guess specifically looking at the way your guys played Wednesday and then the way they played today.
When you go into games, I think all coaches, and I've said it to you guys before, that if you really get down to the bottom of it, you ask the coach before a game what he's concerned about, he would probably say making shots. But that's also we know that we can win without making shots. But what we did in the first half, we couldn't. I mean, our mindset should be if we're not shooting well, they're not going to shoot well. But I thought tonight we allowed, in the first half, the offensive mind, we were missing shots. And you could see it. I mean, we're around our guys enough. We know their body language, and they allowed what was happening on the offensive end to filter over into the defensive side. And that's not who we normally are, but it goes back to, we talk about if guys would just take the shots we work on with, and we don't expect them to make them all. We don't. But we do. I mean, there at the end of the game, it looked like we were playing volleyball back and forth across the rim. Those plays, you got to finish it. But it's again, we got a good basketball team, and we're going to again. I've seen a lot of teams up and down with it. As long as we we'll get consistent with our effort. I mean, you saw defensively what we did, and we've done it pretty much all year. I mean, everybody knows we do that, but the first half of the night we didn't, and we allowed them to get out there, and we fought back quick, but we shouldn't have spotted them 20 points like we did.
Rick, when you miss free throws at that clip, is that mental, or, I mean, can you explain missing that many in a game?
I can't. You know, it's funny, during the game, I turned around and saw Kyle Macy there. I said, you want to go shoot these? You know, because he made a bunch of them. But, I mean, they missed some too. I mean, some key guys, right? Didn't have a couple shooters that, but I think it goes back. I think free throw shooting can be a lot like putting in golf. You know, I think you've got to have your routine. I think you got to go up there confident and know that if you put your stroke on, it's going to go in. And I think that's the key to it. And not, guys can get it in their head, and it can be torture for them mentally. But it goes back to mental toughness again, knowing that all you can do is rely on your practice habits and trust your routine and truly believe if you go through it, you're going to make the majority of them.
Rick, one of the guys back here, one of the guys that Cal has really wrestled with all year, how to use him and what to do with him, is Chris Livingston. And since you guys' first meeting, he's kind of emerged. I wonder, from your perspective, how does the way he's playing maybe change Kentucky?
Well, again, I think he made some good plays. And I thought he was back cut and he, moving. I mean, he get a double. I'm not sure what Cal was thinking early in the year, but I mean, 12 and 10 is a pretty good night. But it goes back to, you can say the same thing with me about Jemai Mashack. You guys get out there, whether for whatever reason, they get settled in, they find a role, they find their niche, and so you see guys continue to grow with it. And the season's a long year, and you go back to where we started. I mean, roles have changed on our team, and I'm sure they've changed here. I mean, Cal's had to deal with the injury, the bug, and all that. But what it does, gives someone a chance to go in and see what they can do, and slowly but surely they can really find a niche, and I think he has. He impacts the game. That's one thing for certain.
Coach, what was Jemai able? Right here. Sorry. What changed for Jemai the last couple of days? Had that really great defensive performance against Alabama.
He guarded tonight. I mean, he did tonight. He guarded. He played. And he brings an edge, a competitive edge and it's a talent, because you'd think, well, everybody does that on. I think Cason Wallace does that for them. I think he brings a real competitive edge to it. He does, but and it's a talent. And Jemai has it. He's willing to go out. He can guard anybody on the court. He's going to compete. The more I think he gets out there, the better he'll continue to get offensively. But if you're going to go down, you want to go down with a guy fighting like that. And that's he's a fighter. All right. Thank you, guys.